Here's something nobody talks about. You're working your 9 to 5. You got a family, a mortgage, real bills that need to get paid every single month. And then some guy on the internet tells you that you need to detach from reality if you want to become a millionaire. Yeah, that sounds great. Let me just detach from my mortgage payment or my rent. I'm sure the bank will totally understand. Look, I get it. When you hear advice like that, it feels completely tone deaf. Like these people have no idea what your life actually looks like. But here's the thing. There's actually something powerful hiding in that terrible advice. Something that could completely change how you approach your career and your money. And no, it doesn't have anything to do with abandoning your responsibilities or pretending bills don't exist. Let me explain. The real problem isn't your job or your schedule. Most people in your situation, professionals, parents, people with real responsibilities, they're told the same thing over and over again, that you need to hustle harder, work longer, work 12-hour days or 12-hour shifts, or sacrifice everything for the grind. And maybe you've tried that. Maybe you're still trying it right now. You work all day at your job, then you come home and try to squeeze in a side project while your kids are sleeping. You check your emails at 11 p.m. You stress about money on a Sunday night. You feel guilty when you're at work because you're not with your family. And you feel guilty when you're with your family because you're not working. Sounds familiar? I've seen this play out hundreds of times. People grinding themselves into the ground thinking that's the only way forward. And you know what happens? They burn out. They get frustrated. They start resenting their job, their side project, even their family sometimes. Because everything feels like it's pulling them in different directions. So here's what I actually learned. Working more hours doesn't fix anything. It just only burns you out faster. The breakthrough doesn't come from working more. It comes from working differently, from changing how you think about the work you're already doing. Let me show you what I mean, all right? Think about the last time you were stressed about something at work. Maybe it was for a promotion that you really wanted or a big project that you really wanted it to go well or succeed. You probably checked your email constantly. You worried about it at night. You felt this knot in your stomach every single time you thought about it. You maybe even snapped at your partner, right? Or your kids because you were so wound up about it. Now let me ask you something about that. Did all that stress, did it actually help you perform better? Did the constant worrying make you smarter, more creative, maybe even better at your job? Probably not. In fact, if you're being completely honest, you probably did your best work when you stopped stressing and just focused on doing a great job. When you get into the zone and forget about everything for a while. Maybe it was that one afternoon when you finally just shut your door, turned off all your notifications, and hammered out like 3 hours of focused work. Or that morning when you stopped overthinking and just executed. That's when the magic really happens. And that's the secret. That is what detachment actually means for someone with a real life and real bills. It's not about not caring. It's not about not caring. It's about caring differently. It's about redirecting all that anxious energy into focused, purposeful action. So here's a simple example that'll make all of this click. Let's say you want a promotion at work, right? Most people approach it like this. I need this promotion. I check for job openings every single day. I constantly worry about my performance reviews. I get jealous when my coworkers get recognized. I feel like if I don't get this done, I'm falling behind everyone else in my field. That's what attachment looks like. And it's absolutely exhausting and honestly just draining. You're basically white knuckling your way through life, trying to force an outcome that is entirely not in your control. Now imagine this instead, this whole new approach. I'm going to focus on delivering exceptional work in my current job. I'm going to bring my best effort every single day. I'm going to learn new skills and take on challenging projects. I trust that when I do that consistently, opportunities will start opening up, either here or, if anything, somewhere else better. So you see the difference here, right? Same goal, same ambitions, but completely different energy and completely different approach. And here's the crazy part, okay? The second approach actually works so much better. Way, way, way better. Because when you're operating from confidence instead of desperation, people notice. Your boss notices, your colleagues notice, even people outside your company notice. Opportunities just show up. The doors open. Things that seemed impossible suddenly becomes possible because you're not broadcasting that energy anymore. You're broadcasting competence and confidence, and people want to work with that type of energy. And this applies to literally everything in your life. Your finances, the exact same thing. And here's an attached version. I need my investments to go up. I check my portfolio 5 times a day. Every market dip feels like a personal disaster. I'm very anxious about money, and I watch CNBC and I feel my stomach dropping every single time someone predicts a recession. Okay, that's the wrong mindset. And here's the detached version. I have a solid financial plan based on my goals and timeline. I'm going to stick to it consistently and trust the process, trust the long-term process, and I'm not going to let short-term market noise mess with my head or make me do something dumb. Same financial goals, same desire for wealth, just completely different experience day to day. One version has you checking your phone all dinner, stressed about the numbers that you literally cannot control. And the other version has you sleeping soundly, knowing you're playing the long game correctly. Starting a side business, literally the exact same principle. The attached version would be, this needs to make money fast or it's a failure. Every day without a sale feels like I'm just wasting my time. I'm comparing myself to everyone else online who seems to be absolutely crushing it. I'm ready to quit because it's been 2 months and I'm not a millionaire yet, right? That's completely wrong. And here's the detached version. I'm building this step by step. I'm focused on creating something genuinely valuable. I know that if I solve a real problem for real people, the money will follow eventually. I'm not in a rush. I'm playing the long game here. So you see what's actually happening here? You're basically changing your mindset. You're replacing fear with just utter confidence. Fear of not paying the mortgage, fear of falling behind your peers, fear of not providing enough for your family, fear of being stuck in your current situation forever. These are genuinely real fears. I'm not dismissing them. I'm also not saying they're not valid. I think they're actually genuine fears. But here's what I have learned, right? When fear is running the show, it kills your creativity. It makes you think small and take no risk. It keeps you stuck in the exact same place that you're trying to escape from. Just think about it. When you're operating from fear, what happens? You make short-term decisions, you chase quick wins, you give up way too early because you need immediate validation, right? You don't take smart risks because you can't afford to fail. You stay in situations that just aren't serving you because change feels just too scary. Fear keeps you trapped. Confidence is just different, right? Confidence says my skills are valuable, my path is sound, my efforts will compound over time. I deserve to succeed, not because I'm desperate, but because I'm capable and I'm willing to do the work, right? Just that shift alone from needing to succeed to knowing you will, that literally changes everything. That type of mindset, that approach changes everything. And it sounds subtle, right? But the impact is massive because let me tell you what this looks like in real life. I actually know a guy, let's call him Marcus, right? He worked in corporate finance for 8 years. He made pretty decent money, but he felt stuck. He wanted to start a consulting business on the side. But every time that he tried, he would get overwhelmed. Why? Because he was attached to outcomes he couldn't control. He would send out 5 emails to potential clients and then refresh his inbox every 10 minutes waiting for responses. When he didn't hear back immediately, he would convince himself that it was hopeless. He would tell himself that nobody wanted what he was offering and he would just give up. Then he'd feel guilty for giving up, so he'd start again, same cycle, same results. This literally went on for almost 2 years. Then something shifted. He stopped focusing on getting clients and started focusing on becoming the kind of person that clients would actually want to hire. He started writing consistently, not to go viral, not to get clients immediately, but just to clarify his thinking and share his expertise, right? He stopped checking his email every 5 minutes. He sent out his proposals and then moved on with his day. He did his own stuff, and he trusted that the right people would respond when the timing was right for them. He focused on doing excellent work at his day job instead of mentally checking out because he was obsessing about his side business. And do you know what happened? I'm sure at this point you can predict it, right? Within 4 months, he had his first 3 clients. Not because he hustled harder, but because he showed up with a completely different energy. People could feel that type of energy. That desperation was gone. The neediness was gone. What remained was competence, confidence, and just genuine value. Because here's the part that most people miss. This isn't about positive thinking or manifesting or any of that stuff. In fact, I'll actually make a YouTube video on manifesting. But this is about basic psychology and how humans make decisions under pressure. When you're anxious and attached to a specific outcome, your brain literally functions differently. You make worse decisions, you see fewer opportunities, and you come across as desperate, which pushes opportunities away. When you're calm and focused on the process, your brain actually works better. You see more options, you make smarter choices, you attract better opportunities because you're broadcasting confidence instead of need. It's not magic, it's just how people work. And here's how you can actually use this starting today. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to meditate for 3 hours straight every single day. You don't need to detach from reality or stop caring about your responsibilities. You just need to do 2 things. The first is to define your next step, then stop obsessing over it. What's the next logical move for you? A promotion, a certification that would help advance your career, launching a small side project, saving your first 20 grand. Take some time and really think about it, really visualize it, feel what it would be like when you achieve it. Let yourself get excited about it. Then I want you to put it down, right? Put it on a mental shelf. You know where you're going. You've set the destination in your GPS. Now you don't need to stare at the screen every 5 seconds to make sure you're still heading in the right direction. You just need to drive. This is what people get wrong about goal setting. They think you need to be thinking about your goals 24/7 because you don't, right? That's actually just very mentally draining. In fact, constantly obsessing over your goals creates anxiety, which slows you down and sets you back from your goal. Trust that you know where you're going, then shift your focus to the next thing. And the second thing I want you to focus on is to do excellent work right now in this moment. Bring your full attention to what's in front of you today. Are you doing the best work that you possibly can? Not because you need a promotion tomorrow, but because excellence is a habit and habits compound. Are you building something on the side? Are you putting real effort into it when you do have the time? Are you creating something you're proud of? Not because you need to go viral or make money immediately. Because quality work genuinely attracts quality opportunities. Are you with your family? Are you fully present? Put your phone away. Engage, listen, and be there completely. Stop splitting your focus between the present and the future. Stop being physically in one place while mentally obsessing about another place. The future takes care of itself when you handle the present with excellence and intention. That's it. That's the whole strategy. You separate the process, your daily actions, the things you actually control from the outcomes. Your future goals, the things you don't fully control. And when you do that, something very interesting and magical happens. You stop needing a sign from the universe every single day. You stop checking your bank account obsessively hoping for a miracle. And you stop feeling like you're failing because you haven't made it yet. You stop comparing yourself to everyone else on social media who seems to have it all figured out. Instead, you just build calmly, confidently, one focused day at a time. And that's when things start to change, not because you detach from reality, but because you stop caring about results. You stop letting fear and anxiety run the show, right? You stop burning yourself out trying to force results on your timeline. You just showed up, did great work, and trusted the process to unfold. And honestly, that's the most powerful thing you can do, whether you're trying to grow your career, build wealth, start a business, or just create a better life for your family. Because here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. You can't force opportunities to show up faster by worrying about them more. You can't think your way into success. You can't stress your way into a promotion. But you can build your way there, one excellent day at a time. So here's what I want you to do. If you're tired of the guilt, the stress, and the constant feeling that you're just not doing enough, if you're exhausted from trying to hustle your way to success while juggling literally like a million responsibilities. If you're ready to try something different, try this just for 1 week. Pick one thing you're stressing about right now, one outcome that you're desperately trying to control, one goal that keeps you up at night. Maybe it's a promotion, maybe it's money, maybe it's your side project, maybe it's your relationship with your kids. And instead of obsessing over it, instead of checking for progress like every 5 minutes, just focus on doing excellent work towards today, right? Do it for a week. Don't worry about the outcome. Don't track every little metric. Don't compare yourself to everyone else. Just focus on showing up and doing great work. You might be surprised at how much better you feel, how much clearer your thinking becomes, and how much more energy that you have. And you might even be surprised at how much faster things start to move in the right direction. Not because you cared less, but because you cared differently. So that's my little motivational talk for this YouTube video. As always, if you found it helpful, if this even helped just one person, I would really appreciate it if you like and subscribe, and feel free to follow me on Instagram. If you have any questions, just DM me directly. I do respond. I try my best to respond in a timely manner, but thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.